In this video, we'll get oriented in CalTopo on a computer and introduce the map layers you'll use most when planning a ski tour. Start by navigating to caltopo.com in a web browser. If this is your first time visiting, you'll land on the About page. Click Start Mapping to open the map viewer. From here, you'll choose either sign up to create a new account or log in if you already have one. I already have an account, so I'll log in now. There we go. Once you're logged in, you'll land back in the map viewer. Let's take a quick look at how it's organized. In the upper right, you'll see your account name. Click this to open your account where you can manage all your account details. Next to that is the orange Your Data button. This is where all of your saved maps, custom layers, and other data lives. All right, now let's take a look at the map itself. You can move around the map by clicking and dragging, so you can physically move that map. You can also zoom in and out using the buttons on the left or your mouse or trackpad. Now, if you want to navigate to a specific location, use the search bar along the top. You can search by place name or by coordinates. Let's search for Grand Teton National Park, Wyoming. Now that we're looking at the location, we can first check and make sure we're in the right spot, and then we can start learning about the terrain by changing base layers. Now, base layers form the background of the map, and each base layer shows different information. So let's head over to the map layers menu on the right and see which base layer we're viewing. We're currently viewing the Topo base layer. The Topo base layer is CalTopo's signature topographic or topo map. It's designed specifically for planning. It includes peak names. If you look around, you'll see some of those, trails, contour lines, as well as subtle terrain shading to emphasize the shape of the land. Now, I'm interested in planning a tour on 25 Short, so I'm going to look around and see if I can't find that area. There we go, and we're going to center the map viewer on it. Now let's switch to Scan Topos using that base layer drop-down menu again. If you've worked with paper maps before, this layer probably looks pretty familiar. It's built from scanned maps from a variety of sources. Topo maps, whether it's Map Builder Topo or Scan Topos, are especially useful for ski tour planning because they have contour lines and sometimes terrain shading. This elevation data helps us visualize slope steepness and terrain shape, and we can look at how things connect, all important for assessing avalanche terrain. All right, now let's switch to another base layer that's really helpful for tour planning, and this time from the drop-down menu, we're going to choose Imagery. Aerial and satellite imagery can help you identify features like trees where they're dense or maybe more sparse, cliffs, bowls, and open slopes. Even though this imagery is mostly taken in the summer, it's still helpful for getting a feel for the type of terrain you'll be traveling through. Okay, I'm going to switch back to Topo using that base layers drop-down menu. And now let's add an overlay, which you can find at the bottom of the map layers menu. Overlays sit on top of base layers and add another layer of information. One of the most commonly used overlays for tour planning is slope angle shading. This overlay uses different colors to highlight slope steepness. You'll see a legend at the bottom of the map. And for example, if we take a look at these colors, this yellow over here, yellow patch there, that represents 27 to 29 degrees, while red, there's some there, that highlights slopes 35 to 45 degrees. Slope angle shading is a great way to quickly spot low angle ascents or potential avalanche terrain, though it's important to remember that the resolution, or in other words, how much detail it shows, can vary depending on the area. CalTopo offers many base layers and overlays, and I encourage you to click around and explore them. But if you're new to CalTopo or to tour planning, topo maps, imagery, and slope angle shading are a solid place to start. You can plan a simple, effective tour using just these tools. In the next video, we'll start building a tour using markers and lines.